Hello, hello, hello. You are tuning into another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Today's topic. For all the collusion going on in the NFL, it seems like these teams are learning from the Ravens' biggest mistake. So what I mean by that is today it has come out. We all knew it was coming. It was coming because no one was going to make that mistake. But it has now come out that the Bengals and Joe Burrow are in contract talks officially. Here's why I find this hilarious. I mean, the hilarity of it all. It just tickles my fancy. You know what I mean? So everybody knows. I mean, it's blatant that the owners are trying to stick it to a Lamar Jackson. They're sticking together. They're banding as one. They're coming together like the Goonies. There goes a reference to show my age, right? But all the owners are refusing to do it the Raven way. That's a bar. That's a bar. And the reason why I'm saying the Ravens way is because the Ravens have been known to put everything on the Ravens way. And when you look at this team and what it should be capable of, because of having a dynamic QB, we've fallen short on every metric. These teams are looking at the Baltimore Ravens and they are laughing at them. They're laughing at them. They're laughing at us. Because no team right now with a starting quarterback that's made the playoffs, right, is getting rid of their quarterback. That's not conjecture. That's fact. The only team that got rid of their QB was the Browns. And that was to upgrade to Deshaun Watson. That's the only one. Daniel Jones is getting $40 million a year. Tell me, what has he done to deserve $40 million a year? Since we're into pocket watching, the Jets weren't even willing to let him go. Daniel Jones. And guess what? Almost 70% of his contract is guaranteed. Now, you know what I don't want to hear y'all say? Oh, that's a bad contract, though. They're dumb. Please go and tell me that the Giants don't have Super Bowls to back up. Because a lot of times when y'all make arguments, you're like, oh, those are poverty franchises. Are you going to call the Giants a poverty franchise? You can't, can you? And they've garnered the best defensive player to ever live on their team. Since you love defense so much, and that's all you stand on, you get where I'm coming from? Remember, that's our identity. When y'all hear defense, y'all get spirit fingers. These are spirit fingers. These are spirit fingers. That's what y'all get. So that's why I'm laughing. Because no team was foolish enough to do what the Ravens did when they thought that they were ahead of the curve. And the curve has already left them by. It's hilarious. Let me tell you what the Ravens thought they were going to do. Let me tell you what the Ravens thought they were going to do. Since a lot of you don't understand. So I'm going to reference you to what the Ravens thought were going to happen. The Ravens thought that they did not want to pay any quarterback that money. So what they were trying to do was wait Lamar Jackson out in hopes that he would win a Super Bowl before they had to pay him. Because then they can always say, look, we got the most out of him as possible. We got another Super Bowl. And we're just gonna rebuild moving forward. That was their plan. You understand the mastermindness behind it all? They thought, look, We don't want to hamstring ourselves to a quarterback giving one person all that money. So what we're going to do is we're just going to ride Lamar Jackson out. We're going to try to get a Super Bowl with him. And once he gets that Super Bowl, hasta la vista, baby. But you didn't get it because you would have got it. Here's the crazy thing. They would have got it if they would have just invested just a little more on the offensive end. But I tell you right now, that ego and pride, men and women, I'm talking to y'all, ego and pride will be your biggest downfall. For anybody that watches Snowfall, Louis, you know, who got killed. Psh, I'm dying. Teach your man how to squabble. Him. She had it all. And she squandered it over ego and pride. Had money. Had a man willing to do whatever he wanted for her. Got the establishment that she wanted. And still said pride and ego will reign over her decisions. So she lost the most important things in her life. That's the Ravens. The Ravens are Louis. Always thinking they can get over. Always thinking that they're smarter than everybody else. But the other teams are operating at a level of Franklin. And they're cutthroat. That's why I've come to the conclusion that I don't feel sorry for wherever they fall. Like, you got to understand something. I'll always be a Raven fan, right? Always. That's just the way it kind of goes, you know? But I don't feel sorry for them getting their comeuppance. You get where I'm coming from? I don't feel sorry for it. Other Raven fans are going to be like, oh, that's not really a fan. How is that not? What do you teach your children? When you make a mistake, there's consequences. I'm just supposed to expect that this organization doesn't make one of the biggest fumbles in NFL history, if not the biggest, and there's going to be no repercussions, no consequences? Tell me if I'm lying. The Ravens better stack up in all the corners they can get because because here's the thing. Do you know why it's smart to lock down a quarterback after year 3, right after year 3? For one, because then it stagnates the market, right? That's number one. Number two, you could spread out the cap hit for years because it's already an extension. Technically, they will be still on their rookie contract, but it's just being extended. You know what I mean? And the money kicks in a certain point, and then they'll prorate it and then add on, void years at the end to make sure that cap hit stays low. That's called having common sense. That's called having business acumen. I'm telling y'all, look, I want y'all to clip this part and get it to every purple patroller you know. The Ravens thought that they were operating at a genius level and said, we don't want to pay a QB big-time QB money. They lucked into a Lamar Jackson who ended up not only winning games, but being absolutely box office. So what they were trying to do was squeeze. Instead of prolonging the success, they were just trying to squeeze all of the juice, the nutrients, the marrow out of that fruit, which is Lamar Jackson. And they did it wrong. They thought, hey, if we could squeeze him for everything he's worth, he could probably run us to a Super Bowl. And once we get the Super Bowl, even if we let him go, the fans will eventually agree with us and say, well, at least we got a Super Bowl out of it. So now here we stand and it all backfired on them because they refused to do anything to really help him. And now they're saying, man, the Ravens frustrated right now. They're on some. Oh. Yo, I'm telling you, they're mad. Because imagine you thinking that you're operating at this level of like expertise and then it all blowing up in your face. And not only blowing up in your face, absolutely changing the way you can do business for years to come. Does it pass the smell test? Does it? No, it doesn't. And we already heard that the Chargers are going in to give, what's his name, Justin Herbert, his contract. No team. I want y'all to understand where I'm going with this. A lot of y'all can make the comparisons with the Joe Burrow. Oh, well, he deserves his money because he went to the Super Bowl. What would be your argument for Herbert? Oh, he's just so graceful throwing it. So it's not about performance. It's about looks. It's about image. Go ahead. Yeah. See, I like to set traps just so you can fall in. Clamp, bear trap. What would be your argument for Daniel Jones? You see, because every argument that you do, you'll say, oh, but they're poor poverty franchises. The Giants are not a poverty franchise. They have won multiple Super Bowls. They have housed the greatest defensive player to ever live. That Bill Belichick was on their coaching staff. Bill Parcells was on their coaching staff. They stopped an all-time winning team when it mattered the most. So please, what would be your answer? They're not even willing to get rid of a Daniel Jones. My God! Daniel Jones set his market price. His agent said he doesn't think he can get the price. He fired that agent and said, I want this one, right? To a new agent and said, get it for me. And do you know what? He got it. Remember, everyone was making fun of him. Oh, you don't deserve no $40 million a year, bro. You're not that guy. Guess what he got? Guess what he got? And the Giants aren't a poverty franchise. They're in the media capital of the world. And they still invested into a Daniel Jones. And they're going to invest into more weapons for Daniel Jones. They went and brought him an offensive coordinator to get the most out of a Daniel Jones. One that was known for passing. And you look at me and say, I'm tripping. Team Wunderkind is tripping. We should find a different team to root for. Oh my God! Stop drinking the purple Kool-Aid. You're getting purple cavities. Congratulations to Bengals fans. That team is going to make sure that their core stays intact for years. For years. And the Ravens, outside of, let's see, Marlon Humphrey, their drafting hasn't been superb. Right? Their drafting hasn't been superb. So then you're going to have to bring another more free agents on the defensive end to cover up all the holes that you'll have trying to defend the monsters that reside in Cincinnati. And Joe Burrow does not lead those monsters. Chase does. Chase. Listen, Joe Burrow is going to be the face, but make no mistake about it. The fist that punches you in the face is Chase and T. That's not hating. That's not hating at all. Joe Burrow's a very good quarterback. But those two, Chase and T. Higgins, and we're not even bringing up a Tyler Boyd on top of it. They're monsters. All of you are saying, oh, they're poverty to get all that. Are the 49ers a poverty franchise in you guys' eyes? Because they have a lot. They have a lot. They gave Jimmy G the world. They gave Trey Lance the world. And none of y'all said anything. Are they a poverty franchise? You see how you can use common sense to debunk the foolishness that y'all agree with? Congratulations, Cincinnati fans are going to have that quarterback there for the foreseeable future with his weapons. God help us all in Baltimore. God help us all in Baltimore. And please do not use the playoff game as listen, the Ravens had nothing to lose. In that playoff game, I want you to understand this. If they lose, they have the excuse of we didn't have our quarterback, but if they win, that's what a team looks like. That's what defense looks like. And I don't care if they won by 1 point. A win is a win. And we didn't win. We did not win. And that's another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Hey, yo, listen, man. Thank y'all all for watching. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me. And you know I appreciate that. Please do remember, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. I know this one's going to have some comments in there, and I'm waiting for them. But even if somebody disagrees with you, please be cordial, respectful to people's differing opinions. We'll always preach that on The Wunderkind Show. And also, if you would like to donate to this channel to help it grow, at the bottom of the screen is a Cash App, a QR code to a Cash App, and you can also find the same Cash App for The Wunderkind Show in the description. Money sign, The Wunderkind Show. Also, in the description, you will find our newest Patreon. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. The Patreon is available for The Wunderkind Show. And before I go any further, I'm pretty sure that we just had somebody pledge to the new Wunderkind Show. So I want everyone to give a big applause to Michael Akins for pledging to the Patreon for the Wunderkind Show. Thank you for investing. You will be getting the content this week. I'll be sending out the Discord for everybody that is a Patreon patron. And I will be starting next week the vids that are only available for those patrons. Okay, so once again, this is the Wunderkind Show. This is your host, Nitro, signing off. And as always, you guys knows my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. Yep.